industry is growing significantly over the years, right? How is it performing internationally?
So yes, the ice cream industry is growing abroad also, and internationally also. It has been a very humbling and an energizing experience, given that overall the markets and consumers acceptability to world cuisine, especially Indian cuisine, has increased. So it's just not the Indians who are having the Indian ice cream, but globally, the other communities, other country consumers are also opening to trying out the kulfis, the Alfonso mango ice creams, and a lot of other Indian varieties. So, well, yes, the dynamics did change after some global pandemic and other geopolitical and other world issues. But I think it helped the industry, the ice cream industry globally, to evolve to another level,
Oh.
because people started assorting much at the retail level for consumers.
Hmm. Is it something that is depending on the challenging times that we are seeing right now globally?
I would not really attribute it really to the challenging times, but in general, I would say that people's need for choices have increased. And suppliers like us, brand owners like us, have been risk taking these days in terms of offering unique things. We are not just focused on selling, which would just give us volume. We have been experimenting a lot at our end, and we've been, taking bolder step and putting it out into the market. And at the same time, there has been consumer demand. So both put together, things have changed, things have evolved in the market. We've been finding newer consumer base, and it's just not newer communities. I'd say even the newer third, fourth generation Indians, who are not so much attached to the roots, they have also been experimenting with Indian ice creams and Indian cuisine as an alternate to their daily meals. So that is also changing. So overall, I think it's been we are in a very good time, I'd say, in a very nice time in terms of trying out different things and offering. So I there's not really been a direct I'd say a challenging time. It has been an exciting times, in fact.
Okay. So yeah, right now there is a war going on in half of the world, right? So has this affected somehow in the business, in the profitability?
Uh, what happens is that for the long time, because we've been in this industry and we are a very serious player, we've already preempted that the world is never going to be stagnant in terms of how we perceive it. It's always going to change. The rules are going to change, the relationships are going to change, the customers are going to change, and we are dealing with multi-country, just not US or Canada or North America. So we have really prepped up ourselves in terms of how we should be addressing any challenging times, given that there are trade disruptions or any other significant changes overall in the world. So we have already ramped up our own warehousing and distribution arrangements. We have also ramped up our own manufacturing, in the sense that we have now localized ourselves on the US soil. We have set up our manufacturing unit there. We have also localized the purchase of ingredients from around the place. So, while we are still an Indian company, the outfit that we have grown into now is very global, with a global outlook. So, whether that's war, or whether that's any trade, we've been hearing about all the this taxes that are going to be ramped up or whatever. So we are prepared in the sense that we are just not dependent on a single source of supply chain. So, and when you deal into international market, Rajeshwari, the supply chain is very important, because once you stop supplying, there are n number of other players who are waiting to replace you. There's immense competition. So we've understood this very early on and we've prepared ourselves for it. I mean to conclude by saying all of this is that we've not really been impacted, and there's been no impact on profitability because of any of the change in the situation.
All right. So, speaking, you were talking about the competition. How is it internationally?
So everyone wants to taste the international waters, and everyone wants to, be in the international space. But so we are now North America's number one Indian ice cream brand, and we own about 80% of the retail space in the market. So that is a very dominant place to be in. So while I would say that there is competition from the Indian brands from India, also there's competition of Indian brands which have been homegrown, which have been, developed by a lot of Indians who migrated years back there. So there is a two-way competition, and then third, there is also competition, like I said, because the consumers are trying different cuisines, right? It's just not the Indian cuisine that they're trying or the Indian ice cream they're trying. So someday they might want to try Italian, someday they want to try ice cream from Philippines and gelatos and whatnot. So there is immense competition. The freezer doors are fixed, and everyone wants to have a large share of the freezer space. So definitely you need to be thinking ahead. You need to be constantly innovating, constantly staying on top of our game in terms of supply chain. And that is something that we've mastered. And I think that we've been playing ourselves fairly well with all the competition growing.
All right. Tell us about your brand storytelling and packaging revamp in the international
Uh,
market.
So we are a more than 100 years old brand into the market, and we are known to be trustworthy. And sometimes, well, people also, know that we've been around for the longest time. So that when we started building our brand, we did a lot of brainstorming how we should be looking and how we should be addressing the consumers, because that is the first interaction with the that is brand's first interaction with the consumers. So we decided that we need to represent who we are. And I am the fourth generation into the business, and we bring in a lot of fresh energy, we bring in a lot of fresh approach, and a lot of dynamism. So what we did was we retained the humble approach of the brand, the trust of the brand, and the love of the brand, we combined it with a very fresh approach and very fresh look. So that is we brought that dynamism to the packaging. So when we see the packaging on the shelf, the first thing the consumers see us is as a love brand. And that's how we defined our logo. Also, we used a lot of colors. We decided to have a very clean look on the packaging to make it more internationally appealing. And that is how we brought in our packaging and a little bit of brand storytelling through our packaging to the consumers.
Um,
And yeah, it has been very, very exciting, and consumers have really loved how we have been able to connect with our packaging to them.
all right. Okay. Tell us about the expansion in the new lifestyle and crossover categories.
So we actually are just not limited to ice creams in the international business. We deal with over 1,000 SKUs. Our portfolio is pretty strong, and we intend to be the number one choice of any kitchen. So We are not just looking at the freezer doors. We are not looking at, just being a refrigerated brand. What we want to be is a kitchen choice overall. And that is why we've spilled over into a lot of categories, which is frozen and ambient both. And we have a wide range of IQF vegetables and fruits. And then we have a whole range of innovative product lines like naans and curries and ready to eat and snacks and um, any kitchen household item that you require, we intend to be there and are there. So that is where we stand today.
Okay, what are your expectation from this these categories specifically?
So, like I said, that we want to dominate a kitchen, and when a woman goes to the market, we want to be their number one choice. We want that, people. So, what we rely on is not just a product. What we rely on is a consumer's trust in the brand. And every product that we make, we want to make it with a lot of honesty. We want to make it with a lot of we want to make it with clean ingredients. We want to make it very transparent for our consumers to choose the product. So we are very careful as to what we put into our products. So wherever it is possible, wherever we think that we are able to offer that kind of product, we want to be in that product line. And this will help us strengthen our connect with the consumers. So sometimes, let me give you an example also. So we are also into rice. So a lot of people say, oh, Vadilal Basmati rice or Vadilal Sona Masuri rice. How does it work? It does work because a consumer, when he's going to the market, he knows that if he's going to pick up that bag of rice, he's not going to be cheated. He's not going to have a product which might have gone stale or which might be very expensive. He knows he's going to get a value for the money he spent. So every product that is there in that range, we are available for them.
All right. Okay. Coming back to the ice cream section industry again, any successful campaign you want to talk about?
We've done two campaigns. We've launched two campaigns so far. One with Ranveer Singh, actor Ranveer Singh, and one with actress Alia Bhatt. And both have been very successful campaigns for us for ice creams. And they have been our brand ambassadors, and we could not have had chosen anyone better for our brand ambassador. Given that Ranveer Singh is full of energy, he's very vivacious, and we decided to brand Kasata. We decided to do a campaign around Kasata, and the kind of colors Kasata has, and how much fun of a product it is. So that clearly went very well with Ranveer's energy, Ranveer's approach, and it really helped us to take the brand into the eyes of consumers, and tell people that we are a serious brand and we are here to stay. And with Alia, our campaign was Flavor Hell Out. So, we were celebrating the flavors, and we were celebrating the Indianness of how she is, classic, elegant, modern, yet very stuck to the roots, Indian roots. So, both of our campaigns have done very well and have established us as a serious player into the market. And this has also helped us to reach out to the mainstream markets, because Bollywood and food, they go very well in the international market. So it helps us to promote and communicate Indianness to even the mainstream buyers. So it has worked very well for us out and out.
What is your marketing strategy going forward?
So our marketing strategy going forward is, very clear in terms of We want that people who are aspirational about, trying out different things, who are innovative and experimental themselves. So we want that uh, we become a choice for them. So right from the branding, packaging to our campaigns to the choice of products that we do, everything will reflect this element as the aspirational element. So and we want people to also discover that there's a product line which can be as interesting as a gelato or a chocolate ice cream from renowned world brands. So anything that we do shall revolve around these two things, because we've already established ourselves as a love brand. We've already established ourselves as someone who is serious and who has made a mark in the industry. So we'll have to move forward from there, and we will have to take along the Indian consumers and bring in the newer international consumers on board. So we need to keep the discovery element and the aspiration element into the picture while making our newer marketing strategies.
Treating you, how this is a male dominating industry, and male dominating industry, how is it treating you?
Very, very,
Me
very
personally, or
welcoming. This industry. So in international business per se, there's not much of a difference when it comes to any gender, in terms of whether that's a female talking to you or a male talking to you, because they already have certain equal work cultures, equal workplaces. So it has been very interesting. In fact, the support that I have received from the international trade partners and has been very heartwarming. Uh, the way they have in fact, I feel that when a lady is approaching them, they see it with a very different emotion also. They don't see it as how a men to men interaction is, or how they'll soften a little bit. They will listen to you, give you time, and they will see you, if you're really serious, they will see you as is. So for me, it has been a wonderfully satisfying and a rewarding journey. I can't complain.